What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of RTS. And today we are going to predict the matches that are happening in Cody Rhodes' form WrestlePalooza. Now, I want to make this a disclaimer. The pay-per-view name sucks. Just gonna be honest. It sucks. But we're not talking about the pay per view name. We're just talking about the pay per view itself and its matches. And the point of this video is to tell you what I think, who's going to win, and where stories do go from here. Now, the very first match we're going to talk about is a match that was announced for the opening for WrestlePalooza. And this match is its history since they were young. And there's been different iterations for this rivalry, but this iteration of this rivalry has no business being a match. I am so serious. And the match that we are talking about is John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Now, before I get into the match overall, I want to say this. How do we go from having seven matches Clash in Paris to your first major event on ESPN? And as of the time I'm recording this and will be posting this, which will be before Friday Night SmackDown, which means we don't know if another match is going to get added, but maybe it will get added on SmackDown. But we only got five matches. Like, are we serious? But anyway, let's get back to the point. John Cena, Brock Lesnar. There's been so many iterations of this rivalry from when they were young pups in 2003 to when Brock coming back in 2012 and facing Cena at Extreme Rules to when the formation of Suplex City. And it's just like this rivalry needs to be done. And I'm glad this is going to be done at WrestlePalooza, but this match shouldn't even happen. What is the story? I'm gonna take a break for 10 seconds. Tell me what's the story in this matchup. There's no story. I'm so serious. There's no story. The only story in this matchup is Brock Lesnar returning at SummerSlam to F5 John Cena. And after that, there's been no interactions between them. Think about that. The interaction between them two was the F5, and then that SmackDown, the final SmackDown of John Cena's career. But other than that, though, there's been no face-to-face confrontation. It's always been a F5 to John Cena. And I'm trying to figure out why. Just why, Triple H. Why WWE are we keep doing the lazy booking of Brock Lesnar just keeps coming out and attacking nobody without any reason, without any provocation? Why? Why? I'm just trying to figure out why. But anyway, though, my prediction for this match is simple. John Cena winning. And the reason I have John Cena winning is because he has 99 PLE victories so far. He wins this matchup, it is 100 PLE victories for him, which is crazy because as much as the disrespect John Cena has gotten, 100 PLEs win over is not a lot if you think about it, considering the career he had. So him getting 100 will be a huge accomplishment, and what better opponent to get his 100 victory against than none other than Brock Lesnar? What other better way? But what happens? Brock is gonna go on a hiatus. He will get called back when the time is right to set up his next rival. Don't know who would that be. Maybe it's Gunther, maybe it's Braun Breaker. I'm not sure. But for John Cena, he's gonna continue this retirement tour. And the crazy thing is, the next time we won't see him is until Crown Jewel, which is even more crazier. He's not even scheduled for a Raw or SmackDown. His next scheduled appearance is a pay-per-view. That is crazy. But I think at the end of this match, we will get John Cena's next opponent. And it will be none other than the ring general Gunther. And we will get the match official between John Cena and Gunther at WrestlePalooza at Crown Jewel. Now, let's get into the match. Next match is the Vision, which consists of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, the reuniting Usos. This rivalry has been boiling for the past few months. I would say started at SummerSlam with the most part when Jay pinned Bronson. And basically, the story is this: the Usos are trying to get revenge for what happened with Roman at Clash. It's that simple. But there's been underlying stories that's building within the Usos. Jay listening to the advice of Roman and taking things into his own hands, and Jimmy's not to tolerate the disrespect that he sees from Jay because he knows in his mind Jay is heading down that slippery slope again. And I think that is why the Vision will win. I think there will be some dissension within the Usos, and there's another party that we have to consider. And that is the name of LA Knight. As of the moment of this video, which I think is true, which is true, it's, I don't think, but it is true, LA Knight is not scheduled for a match at Crown Jewel. So, what better way to incorporate LA Knight into the mix? Well, you have him accidentally cost the Usos the match, therefore creating more dissension between the three of the Usos and LA Knight. And for the Vision, it's all about momentum. They need quality wins, and the quality win starts now, WrestlePalooza, because I think the next step will be putting the tag titles on the Vision because the tag team just needs something. No disrespect to the Judgment Day, but they have not done nothing since winning them titles. And the talent on the Judgment Day is good, but they just haven't done nothing with the tag titles. You butchered the New Day heel turn completely. Then you gave back to the Judgment Day, and they only had one title defense since winning the tag titles a few months back. Yeah, not good. So I think the Vision wins, bolstering their momentum into getting a tag title shot, and the Vision captures the tag title with Seth keeping the World Heavyweight Champion. Next match I want to get into is Stephanie Bakir versus Io Sky. This is another simple matchup in terms of the story has been a little bit inconsistent. We really haven't saw a one-on-one between Stephanie and Io until this past Monday. Io's been dealing with her story on the other side with the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie, for some reason, just haven't been featured. And I feel bad for Stephanie because Naomi getting pregnant, shout out to Naomi for getting pregnant, but it kind of hindered her momentum a little bit, like in a way. So the how to put this, the 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 rise of Stephanie in which we expected kind of is halted a little bit because of Naomi's pregnancy. But I think we're going to get that rise back when she wins the women's title, the vacant women's title, WrestlePalooza. And you know what's next for Stephanie? She's a new star. You build her up and you give her challenges. I think you can do more with Stephanie with this title because now you need somebody that can elevate this title. in the presence of Naomi's absence. And I think Naomi was doing a good job with this title. And no disrespect to Io. I think Io could be a great champion, but Triple H did not treat her right in her last reign. So I don't think Io should get the title. But that's just the only reason. But I have Stephanie winning. But I will say this: the way Stephanie wins could be by unexpected help in the Kabuki Warriors. And then what's next for Stephanie? I think they're gonna do her and Rhea, Crown Jewel, and just keep throwing her challenges. And I think she'll lose the title at WrestleMania. So who? I'm not sure, but I feel like she will lose at WrestleMania. Next match we will get into Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. Two guys with similar journeys from leaving the WWE, creating their own path, becoming megastars in other places, making WWE see what their worth is, and then getting re-signed. Both had different journeys coming back, but they both won titles, the major titles. Both were the face of the company at one point. But now this is not about friendship. This is not about friendship. This is about business. And the business for Drew McIntyre is exposing Cody Rhodes into what he thinks Cody Rhodes is. The short term is a fraud. The long term, I'll let you say what he's thinking. For Cody, he said, I'm trying to make this reign special the second time around. He said on ESPN, he said, Drew, just bring the fight and I'm gonna kick out. So this match is going to be physical. This match do have layers because I think people forgot, but this has been something that people have not mentioned it, and I think they will mention it on Saturday when the match actually started. One of the few losses Cody Rhodes has had since returning to WWE has come in the hands of Drew McIntyre. On an episode on Raw on the path to WrestleMania 40, Drew and Cody faced off in a match where Solo Sikoa and Jimmy interfered. Solo spike Cody. The question becomes, do Drew repeat what he did on that fateful Raw night a few years back, or does Cody overcome Drew? Think Cody overcomes Drew, but the way he does it will be from an unexpected guy help. Think Randy Orton comes and distracts Drew from winning, but I do not think this story ends. I think there's still more to explore with this story. And when I mean more, I'm talking about teasing the idea of Randy Orton being tired, being in Cody's shadow. Yeah, I think for Randy's gonna feel like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I'm at the end of my career, but I still feel like I'm a prime man, still a fightful man. And although he respects what Cody's did, he may not like all the attention that Cody is getting. And they're gonna start teasing that. And I think this is where and how we get the Randy and Cody matchup. And Drew's gonna be a pivotal part into Randy thinking Drew may have a point. Drew's gonna be that driving force to make Randy snap finally against Cody. It's not a matter of if Randy's going to snap, it's a matter of when. And I think that's what's gonna happen within this Cody and Drew rivalry. And then the last match, the biggest mixed tag match probably in the history, the returning AJ Lee versus CM Punk versus the vision of husband and wife Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins to make a whole video talking about this matchup. But to break it down, fatal four way clash in Paris. CM Punk thought he had the victory. Max woman came out, or Max person came out. It turned out to be Becky Lynch. She helped her husband retain the title. Becky kept egging on CM Punk while CM Punk was trying to get Seth. Fortunately for Becky, she couldn't mind her business. So CM Punk had to call in a favor. We knew who the favor was, a returning AJ Lee. And as excited as we are, we knew this was shock factor, but still don't matter. 10 years after she gone, she made her return, and boom, we get in this mixed tag match. And Punk and AJ winning. One, you don't want AJ losing in her first match. Two, this will be the proponent to setting up two matches at Crown Jewel. I think we get a Seth and CM Punk match one more time for the World Heavyweight Champion. No time. And I think what's gonna happen at Crown Jewel will determine this matchup. And what I mean by that, I may have said it wrong. I think AJ Lee will pin Becky Lynch, making Becky Lynch making AJ Lee a contender for the IC title. And they're going to build it up, and AJ will have a point of Becky, I pinned you for the Intercontinental Championship, so maybe I should get my match. And I think we're going to get AJ Lee and Becky Lynch first time ever for the IC title, and Seth and Punk for the World Heavyweight Champion one more time at Crown Jewel. That's it, y'all. That's my predictions for WrestlePalooza. I got Cody winning. I got Cena winning. I got The Vision winning. Braun and Bronson. I have Stephanie winning. And I have CM Punk and AJ Lee winning. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you agree with my predictions, and then comment below as well. Give me your predictions of all these matches. Who do you think is going to win? What do you think stories goes from here? And as you know, everybody's playing the game, and everybody knows the game, and everybody knows me as RTS. And if you like this video, I want you to like, I want you to share. I want you to even comment. And I definitely want you to subscribe. Hit that notification bell as I will be posting more videos throughout the week. In the next video, you will see I am going to preview the Washington Commanders versus the Las Vegas Raiders and what the approach to this game is. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.